guys, it's Sam and I'm back to filming videos. Yay! So as you may or may not know, I recently had surgery the very end of September. So I was out of commission for a little while. All of the videos you guys may have been seeing from me have been pre-filmed. Things that I filmed the beginning of September, I think. I pre-filmed most videos anyway, regardless of medical conditions, but it really helped me out in this situation because I haven't been able to film for at least 2 or 2.5 weeks, I think. So I'm still in recovery, but I'm feeling better every day. And I actually have a follow-up appointment tomorrow when I'm filming this. I'm filming this, what is today? The 5th, I think, of October. So I have a follow-up appointment. Hopefully it's all good news. Everything's in the clear and I never have to do surgery again because let me tell you, it's awful. It's awful. Post-surgery depression is a thing and it's not fun. But I'm so grateful to all of you who sent me encouraging messages on here, on Twitter, on Tumblr, everywhere. Like, thank you guys so much. Like, you guys have no idea how helpful that was for me, even when I wasn't really responding, and I can't respond to all of them because there were so many, and I was so sick, and I got so behind, and I'm just trying to kind of like catch up and like get back to normal life, you know? But they were so helpful, and they were so sweet, and some of you guys were just like, I don't know what to say about it, I hope you're okay, and you know, it was very, very sweet. So thank you all so much. Like, it was awesome, the outpouring of love, and just positive thoughts and prayers, and everything that you guys were sending me was awesome, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you guys so much. It really helped me. And I hope, again, that it's in the past and there's nothing else going on with my body, but that was the situation the last month. So because of all of that, I only read 4 books in September, but I'm totally okay with that because, like I said, the last half of the month was just me either being sick or having surgery or recovering from surgery and being basically sick as a dog, and so I didn't read a ton. But I've read a lot in October already. I've already read 2 books. I'm almost done with 2 more, so I'm really like picking up the pace again, but last month was only 4 books, so let me talk about those now. The first book that I read was Newts Emerald by Garth Nix, and this is a book that I actually got at BEA. This is a fantasy of manners, so it's a Regency period with magic kind of thing. It feels kind of Jane Austen-y, and it's a fun story, but kind of left a little bit to be desired. It's about a girl named Lady Truthful who is coming of age, and she is going to be bestowed the emerald that it has really like this all-powerful magical emerald. And the night she is shown this emerald, it actually gets stolen out from under her nose, so she goes running off to try to recover it. She meets up with an eccentric aunt, and while she's in London, she's doing the very Regency period things of attending balls, and she's getting called on, and she's going to tea, and she's talking to people, and she ends up meeting up with this guy named Major Hartnett, who is helping her try to recover the emerald. It's very cute, again, very kind of Austenian, and a fantasy of manners. If you like that genre, I think you'll like this. It's fun, but again, you don't get a ton of character depth or anything, and it just felt a little rushed at times. At the very end was just rushed, and it was over, and then that's all we had. So I didn't really get the slow-burning romance-y elements. There was a lot of slow-burning romance, and then it just kind of happened. And the plot was just like very, very slow, and then it just kind of happened. So I felt like the pacing was a little off on this, and that it could have been longer, and then I might have enjoyed it more because we could have gotten a little bit more character depth possibly, and it just would have felt better paced. But overall, I gave this one 2.5 to 3 stars. It was okay. If you like this kind of genre, you might like it. The next book that I picked up was Molokai by Ellen Brennert. I'm not going to talk very much about this because I've already done a spoiler-free review, which I will link on the screen for you to check out if you're interested in my thoughts, but this is a historical fiction that takes place in the islands of Hawaii. And it follows the story of our main character, Rachel, who is diagnosed with leprosy at a very young age, and she is sent to the leprosy colony on Molokai. And it's her story, her family's story. It's the story of everyone that she really comes in contact with. So you get mostly her story, you follow her throughout her entire life, but you also get the stories of people that she comes in contact with, like some people that are on the island, people that are in her family, etc. People that she influences or comes in contact with, or that she just impacts in any way, you gotta get their stories too. So you follow a lot of different people and you grow attached to them. This is a very sweeping and feels kind of very epic story, very epic historical fiction, and it covers a long period of time, and it covers a time period and a place that I was not familiar with, and I absolutely loved it. I was so attached to the characters. Rachel, I still feel like I missed, and I read this 2 or 3 weeks ago. I just loved her, and I got so attached to her and her story and everything she went through and just everything that happened in that time period. It's wonderful. If you like those kind of sweeping historical fictions, but even just stories of like family and just really deeply connected stories, it's just gorgeous, and it's written well, and it's wonderful. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. Again, check out my review if you're interested in more of my thoughts. I then read Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and this was the traveling book from Kristen of Cafe.X. So I read this a little bit on audiobook before I got this book from her, and then I read the rest on physical copy. It has since been sent away onto the next person in line, so we have the nice little image, but most of you guys know what Ready Player One is about. It takes place in a kind of near future where the world has kind of gone to crap and everybody basically lives inside the Oasis, which is a virtual reality where you can do basically anything and be basically anyone. So in the story we learn at the very beginning that the creator of the Oasis died a little while ago and he was kind of eccentric, but he left a series of Easter eggs throughout the Oasis where you could follow these things, get these different trophies, and whoever gets to the end first and gets the very last Easter egg, they get to control the Oasis. So Wade is one of the many people that are after this, along with a kind of evil company and a bunch of other people that are really invested in it, and it all is about 80s nostalgia and culture because the eccentric creator was obsessed with 80s culture because he grew up in the 80s. So it's full of pop culture references. I'm sure you all know about it because it's been all over BookTube for like a couple of years now. This one actually left me a little bit disappointed. I personally wasn't a huge fan of the 80s references. I'm a big gamer, but I just didn't like the oversaturation of 80s references. I felt like this book, and also his other book, Armada, which I've also reviewed, I feel that it runs too much on nostalgia, and that it was overly saturated with it. I did like this more than Armada, and I think, again, it would make a really good film, which is what I also felt about Armada, but it just wasn't enough for me. I also felt that female characters were a little bit light on the ground, which is really disappointing to me, but I did enjoy the character development that we got with these, and I thought it was really enjoyable and very fun, very fast-paced. I kept wanting to know what was going on, but again, I just didn't feel like it was as worthy of the hype as I thought it was going to be. So maybe the hype got to me, I don't know, but I ended up giving this one 3 to 3.5 stars. I am really looking forward to the movie for that one though. I think it's going to be great. I've also done a spoiler-free review for that one, so I will link it on the screen. And the last book that I read was What We Left Behind by Robin Talley, which was released on October 22nd. This is a book that I requested for review from Harlequin Teen. This story is about Tony and Gretchen, and they have been a couple in high school for a few years, and they are about to go away to separate colleges. There was some confusion when I first held this book, so both characters are biologically female. Tony is genderqueer, and Gretchen is a lesbian woman. So when they go away to different colleges, their relationship is tested. Tony discovers a transgender group on their campus and gets involved with that, and when Tony discovers that transgender group, Gretchen doesn't really know what to think and doesn't really know if she knows what all this means. And there's a lot of discussion of labels and what labels mean, and are they beneficial, or are they detrimental, and how do you label something when you're not the one that's choosing the labels, and all of these things about labels, and just coming to terms with yourself and becoming your own person, and whether that's about sexuality or not. It's just a kind of coming of age, coming into adulthood kind of book, and really about all the things that you're discovering when you go away to college and when you're becoming your own person outside of a relationship and inside a relationship, and it was excellent, and I loved it so, so much. I did a full review on this one, which may or may not already be posted, but when it is, I will link it on the screen, and I gave this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. So that is it for my September reading. Comment down below and let me know what your favorite book of September was. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!